Hello guys, and welcome to another Smock Boy Who review, or aka Smock Boy 29 review. So this is really kind of a late one. I do apologise to everyone, but I was sitting down and I was going through my TikToks. Now, if anyone has seen my TikToks, basically I done one on rating companions. So if everyone has seen that video, then you know who my top 10 companions are. But I've kind of changed it, pardon me. So so basically what we're going to do is, or am I doing the wrong one? What one am I doing? Am I doing companions, or am I doing... No, I'm doing villains. No, I'm doing my villains first before my companions. So basically I'm going to do two videos. Now, these are my top 10 companions and villains. So villains is part 1 and companions will be part 2. So I will put to be continued at the end of this video. So hopefully let's start with number 10 right now. So guys, the video is villains, so this is how we're going to start it. So number 10 has to be the Goblin King. He appeared in the series of Abbey Road. No, that's the new one. The Church of Ruby Road, which was the Christmas special with the new Doctor and the Goblin King. He was wicked. He was brilliant. I think the goblins were so cute as well. They were brilliant as well. They were good. And it was a song as well that was good as well. I loved the song. So let's find out now who made it to number 9. Okay, the ones who made it to number 9 were not my favourite aliens, but they were the Savine. They were in the Aliens of London, and also the other one, which was part 2 of Christopher Eccleston's series into the Doctor Who, into Christopher Eccleston's era. But the Savine were my favourites, and also they made an appearance in the Sarah Jane Adventures as well. And also the other family did as well, because the Savine were orange. I think they were orange. Yeah, they were. But anyway, the Savine made it to number 9. Let's find out who made it to number 8. Now, I bet that kind of shocks everyone. It has to be the Time Lords. Yes. Now, as everyone remembers, David Tennant's regeneration episode, his 4 specials he done before he regenerated into Matt Smith, the Time Lords were bad. So, I thought I'd bring them into it. They were number 8 in my list because at the end of the day, not all of them are bad. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. But the President was the villain in that episode, as well as the Master. But to be honest, I thought the Time Lords would be really good to bring into this video. So basically, yeah, so the Time Lords made it to number 8. Let's find out who made it to number 7. Let's go. Okay, it has to be the most cutest alien and monster I think we've ever seen, probably, in Doctor Who. So it would have to be the Meep. Hopefully I said that right. The Meep. Because at first he was so cute, and then all of a sudden he went evil. So I thought he was going to be a good guy, but then he turned out to be a bad guy. So I thought that was quite cute. I thought it was really cool how the Meep came into the episode. So the Meep made it to number 7 in my list. Very shockingly how it made it to number 7. But let's find out who made it to number 6. So number 6 has to be the Sontarans. Now, the Sontarans were my favourite characters, especially me watching the old ones as well. I've also seen the old ones. I've also seen them in Jodie Whittaker's episodes. So I'm very happy now, guys, because I can actually remember her name, Jodie Whittaker. So I will learn the name of the new Doctor, and then I will say his name. So hopefully I learn the new Doctor as well. But the Sontarans made it into... yeah, so the Sontarans were my favourite in Classic, and also the newest ones as well. So they were just brilliant, they were cool, and yeah, they were just wicked. I loved them, and they were so good. So let's find out now who's next. Let's go. And now we're coming up to my top 5. So let's start it off. So number 5 will have to be the Cybermen. Yes, now I know all of you are going to be going like, no, Ryan, the Cybermen, they should be higher in your list. No, the Cybermen are my favourite characters as well. They will be in my top 5 because of the Cybermen from the old were brilliant as well. The newest ones were brilliant. The upgraded ones when they upgraded themselves, like Iron Man in Matt Smith series, and then also when they became the Time Lord Cybermen, or the Lord Cybermen, whatever they were called. But there is a bit of history in that. So when the Cyber Lords were actually created, I actually wrote them in a book. And give me a couple of seconds, hold on guys. But guys, anyway, I do apologise. I was just trying to find the book and I couldn't find it. So basically, back in a long time ago at school, as probably some of my friends who follow me on my channel will probably remember this. So at Pinewood School, we wrote a book, and I done Dr. Riley versus the Cyberlords. And then it was really funny how the Cyberlords managed to come into Doctor Who straight after. Did they copyright me, or did someone actually read my book? Or read my page on my book? So whoever did, that was brilliant. So the Cybermen made it to number 5. Let's find out who made it to number 4. And number 4 will shock you all. It is the Daleks. Yes, the Daleks made it to number 4 in my list because at the end of the day, I love the Daleks. They are my favourite characters. They made me so scared that I would have to hide under the couch or hide somewhere, because especially when they went exterminate, and they were brilliant. And then especially in the episode when they moved all the 17 planets, all the planets in Donna's series, and when Martha learned it in Germany and they spoke German, that was brilliant as well. I loved it how they spoke German as well. I even learned exterminating, and that is actually German for exterminate. So that was brilliant. I loved that, how that was done. But the Daleks as well, when I watched the older series as well, they were so scary as well in the old classics as well. And then you see how much they grew, they graded more, and they were just brilliant. They were brilliant, they were good, and that's why they're in my list. So let's find out now who made it next. Let's go. Now, shockingly, my number 3 is Dalek Sec. Yes, Dalek Sec was one of my favourite Daleks. Now, the reason is Dalek Sec and the Daleks are both different numbers, because Dalek Sec, he wasn't an all bad guy. He was one of my favourite villains in the episode of Doomsday, but then, shockingly, he then became humanoid. He turned himself into a human, and the sad part was he got exterminated. That was the sad part. But everyone probably would have thought I would have put Dalek Khan in my list, but Dalek Khan was not really my favourite Dalek. The reason is Dalek Khan was my favourite Dalek. Sorry, Dalek Sec was my favourite Dalek because he was black. He was a black Dalek. And to be honest, from my first ever time watching Doctor Who, I've never seen a different colour Dalek as well, which was very interesting to see. So Dalek Sec made it to number 3. Let's find out who made it to number 2. And it has to be the actual first time I actually watched this character. He made me so laugh, and he was played by the great Neil Patrick Harris. Now, I've gave that away now as well, so you probably know who it is. Yes, it is the Toy Master. The Toy Maker. Sorry guys, I do apologise. The Toy Maker made it to number 2 because he was so funny. He was brilliant, especially the part with the guns. Like, they were trying to shoot him and he brought out flowers. That was brilliant, and his dancing was brilliant as well. I think they found a really good villain to play against David Tennant as well, the 14th Doctor. So I thought it was really good, really brilliant, and that's what was brilliant about it. So we're now coming to number 1, and there is someone who's hit both spots. Let's find out who they are. Okay, so probably as you all saw, number 1s would have to be Davros and also the Master. Now, I'll talk about the Master in a minute. I'm going to talk about Davros. Davros is my favourite Doctor Who villain of all time in the classics and also the new era. He was my favourite character because he wasn't just the one who became the greatest villain of all time, because I think he is one of the greatest villains of all time, but he created the Daleks. He created them. That is why I love watching Genesis of the Daleks so much, because Genesis of the Daleks shows you how he created them, how he made them as well, which was brilliant, and that's what I love. So, now enough about Davros. Let's talk about my favourite, the Master. Yes, another Time Lord as well. The Master, who's played by the great John Sims. He was my favourite Master. I haven't got a favourite Master. I like Missy as well. Missy was a good Master, but John Sims played the Master so well, and he was my favourite Master of all time, and the Master makes it to number 1. So guys, this is the end of my video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've liked it. Next one is to do with companions, so hopefully my list will be good for that one. But in Time and Relative Dimension in Space, and 2, and also guys, very soon I will be doing another review very soon on something very special, but that has to wait until the next part. So we'll see you soon for part 2. Let's